Monday Madness. Right. I am the TX21, the TX21, Nicole Bobo, and I'm here with the Caribbean Queen, the Haitian Dream, or Aïté, if we use the Arawak tongue, right?
Yes.
So it's Monday Madness, Monday Madness. Sac passe, ma boule. Who's in the house?
Yes. Empress Isonoya, Wagwan.
Metanoia, you're coming in low energy. We all high energy. We're high. You low. I would expect you to be higher. How you doing today?
I'm blessed. How are y'all? I'm not low. I'm just literally low because Journey's sleeping and I ain't trying to wake his ass up.
And Journey is what your pathway in life, or have you figuratively made your next manifestation and incarnation your destination?
Precisely so. You got it. You know me very well.
No, I just like the sound of my voice and saying things that rhyme.
What's going on, Chloe?
All right, I'm good. Sac passe.
Nothing much. Ma boule.
All right.
So listen,
what's going on, DX?
Well, I can say you this much. This weekend, I've been trying to catch up on my my veg out shows because I need to decompress because I've been doing things as far as putting together some television shows. I've been doing things as far as writing for some magazines, and I've also been looking to get DX21presents.com up on its feet and doing this live stream. So a lot of things have been happening, but I understand that I wanted this and I prepared for this. All of the trials and tribulations and me not being able to manage a whole bunch of different things made me ready for this moment. And I'm glad that we're here right now and that y'all are here in this room with me and we're making this live stream happen and we're manifesting it. But after all of this stuff, you need to just veg out sometimes. So I've been catching up on South Park. And when I was watching this one episode, it made me think about something. The fact that languages just changed. And then I was also getting into this whole she's gotta have it thing. I'm like, everywhere I'm going, I'm being bombarded by the she's gotta have it. At my job, they're watching she's gotta have it. At my people's house, they're watching she's gotta have it. And I'm like,
it's a fucking phenomenon.
Is it really? Or is it some fuck shit? I mean, let's call the deuce a deuce and the spade a spade. So, I mean, I would definitely want to get into that, but
we save it for later. We need Brianna and Tasha for this shot.
Yeah, for real.
But Tasha needs to be up on there, but I think she's going to be bringing up the rear as far as how those things are concerned. But to start things off, I just want to, figure out what exactly it is that we're going to be doing, because I want to make sure that I don't come off because of me coming up in the 90s, coming off as being the old head hater dude, because that's not me. I don't want to be looked as a person who's out of date and not in touch with what's going on, because although I'm in my head, I feel the perceptions and I tune in, tap in and turn on to what is necessary to advance us. And I definitely have a vested interest in seeing the next generation win, because when you win, I win, and
Right, but this is all about people being real and telling their truthful emotions and thoughts about things. So if that's how you feel about the topic, you need to express it. You can't just say, oh, I don't want to come off a certain way. You just have to say it because that's your viewpoint on it. And everyone's going to give their viewpoint as well.
No, I mean, I'm a critical thinker. I mean, I've been a critical thinker and a questioner since birth. And that's one reason why me and organized religion don't get along. Because, I mean, from the time I was little, I'm reading Genesis, and they said, there was light and day on the first day, but yet the sun was only made on the fourth. I mean, that doesn't add up to me. But they told me you can't question those type of things. So from day one, I just, things just didn't gel because I've been questioning since day one. How was there light in day when the sun was made on the fourth day? I mean, have you read Genesis? I mean, does it make sense? But anyway, moving right along because I don't want to go too deep on the first shot.
But listen, you asked the question. The question you posed was, what are we doing? You know, what are we bringing to the table on this podcast? And I think it's important for us to just have a cipher that we're allowing the public to listen in on. Similar to what we're doing via text message, we get real heated. We get it's good debate. I feel like we really challenge one another to think on higher levels, and that's just what we're doing. We're going to continue to do that, but we're giving the public an opportunity to listen in on our conversations because we have a lot of different perspectives, you know. And I think the beauty of our cipher is that it's all women, and then you're the sole man, DX. So I don't want you to look at it as you're the old head. Nah, I think you're the wise one. You know, I think you need to take it from a point of view like that, because at the end of the day, you're the one who put us all together. You brought us all together. This is your vision.
Exactly.
You know, and it's something about all of our personalities that really mesh to make this one collective that's very forceful. So that's who you are. You know, you're the visionary, and you're kind of the glue that gels this whole thing together. So what we're doing, we're coming here to speak truth. That's what we're going to do. We're going to speak truth from our individual perspectives, and hopefully shed some light out there on people who are listening in. And we want to hear from them as well. We want to keep these conversations going. I remember Tasha said, and we'll get to this later on, but Tasha said in our chat thread something about, you know, I don't understand the purpose of She's Got to Have It. And I'm like, well, listen, if the conversation is going, even though you may feel like the subject matter is dated, so long as it's spurring conversation, then that means it's doing its job. Because we need to be having conversations about things, whether it's taboo, whether it's played out, whether it's this or that. It's getting the people talking, and that's what needs to happen. The people need to be talking, you know, and that's what I feel like our job is as culture purveyors. We're going to get the people talking, or have them continuing talking, but also shedding some light on them so it helps them to be even more critical thinkers, like you said earlier, DX. Let's jump into it. What we popping off with?
Well, I mean, first of all, I'm just analyzing my life, and guess I'm in a transition stage. I'm moving from a fit chicken to a thick chicken. It's a really an adjustment for me in my life. And I know I'm on the phone with a fit chick right now, so I'm sure she knows the thing. But I mean, I'm thinking that I'm kind of feeling the thick chicks. And it was funny as I was on in Harlem yesterday, and it seemed like every other dude had a BBW with them. And I'm like, okay, I mean, maybe the thick chicks is getting on the come up, and y'all fit chicks is on the way out.
Winter. The big girls get a lot of love in the winter because they provide heat and warmth to body heat.
How would you categorize yourself? Are you the fit chick or the thick chick?
I mean, I still got my baby body because I used to be the slim chick, and I miss my slim days, and I know I will return to my slim days. I'm just not there right now, and I've accepted it. You know what I'm saying? I need to get my ass back in it. That's what I need to do.
What is the difference? You don't have to be slim to be a fit chick. I mean, there's plenty of thick. It's a mentality to me more so than anything than a body type. But I will that the slim fit chicks. I mean, I like the thicker chick because when you have a smaller chick, you can basically knock them all over the place. But you know, a thick chick is going to stay put. I like that. They're not going to move.
Funny.
Solid foundation and groundation there. So that's the big adjustment right there. But it's making me feel a little bit insecure on the real. And I guess the one thing that will happen here is that I will get personal. I'll, speak on things. And if I get a little bit too left field, that's what y'all are there for, to check me and bring me back in. If I go too far, bring me back to earth. And if I go too deep, bring me back to the surface. But I feel kind of like I felt bigger when I was with the thick chick. I mean, with the fit chick, but I feel like I'm smaller now with the thick chick in I guess in proportion or in comparison.
How big is
it's just like,
like is she like how much she weighed in? Like 200?
Are you trying to set me up for murder? I mean, me ask a woman their weight? Come on, you know better than that.
No, but she's telling you, like, like, what do you think? Like, when you say she's a bigger girl, like bigger, like who? Like, who would you compare her to? Like,
right.
I haven't gone that far, but maybe I'll do that
Like
math
a
another time.
Desiree type of big.
Oh no. Oh no.
Damn,
No. That's beyond thick. That's beyond thick. That's beyond thick. That's beyond.
That's so big.
I think we used to, when we were younger, we used to have what we call the fuckability scale. Like, we would play this game as children. And mind you, we had this fuckability scale when we were virgins. But we would walk around and we would rate the chick on their overall fuckability. Oh, yeah, she's a 6, she's a 5, and it's just the fact is, and what I realized also over the weekend is that there's certain things about people. Like, I'm looking at a woman who was beautiful in the face, slender in the body, but she had nothing that drew me to no gravity. But yet there was a chick who, she was kind of Shrek in the face, but there was something about her hips. It just had an attraction and allure to me, and I felt pleased just watching her. Meanwhile, she looked like Shrek in the face. But who was more, I guess, aesthetically pleasing, had no attraction to me. And I was wondering, and I've also noticed that in pictures, there'll be some pictures of the same woman. One picture will have an appeal to me, and then the next picture is, and it's the same person.
Well, I mean, that's going to happen with pictures. But
it happens, but I'm sure it happens in real life, too. It's happened to me in real life, too.
Right. Like, I mean, it happens from day to day. Like, today she might look really good, and then tomorrow, maybe not too much, but it's the same person. It just depends. Different makeup, different hairstyle, different moves, different everything could change the way someone looks from day to day.
She's right.
I noticed at one time this friend of mine, and we've been close friends for many years.
Like closet confessions? Are we having bedroom confessions right now? Because I got a lot of shit to confess.
Well, I mean, it might be that way, but I mean, we're going to get to the topics. I think the whole thing was I was talking about the weekend, and I was leading up to what we have talked about in the
voluptuous friend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My voluptuous.
Yes. Is she voluptuous like Monique? I'm looking at voluptuous women. Is she like
a
Monique
type of voluptuous? The old Monique.
Well,
the old school.
The old Monique. The old Monique.
No, she's
the
more
Parker's
like the
type of Monique.
No, she's more like
like a Queen Latifah type.
She's more on that, I would say, but not.
Okay.
That's like strength to her. You know what I mean? There's not that type of situation. Latifah could be, she could borderline BBW fit chick. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Like someone who would be like a plus size model type person.
Yeah.
Like all right.
Like if she was a white woman in the like the 1600s, she would be on the Sistine Chapel type thing. Yeah.
Got you. All right.
Is that a reference that goes over people's heads that that at one time Europeans valued the voluptuous woman in art?
Of course, no, it didn't go over our heads. I mean, you got to look at. I think all of the impressionistic artists.
You sound like you're in a can, Miss Anoya.
Excuse me?
You sound like you're in a can.
I sound like I'm in a can?
Yeah.
Like you're bottled up somewhere.
No, I mean the impressionistic artists. Though, if you go to Paris or anywhere in Europe, and you look at mid-century impressionistic art, they followed that form of that voluptuous, almost grotesque. It wasn't necessarily beautiful, but they found the beauty in the really off-kilter figures. Yeah, because I'm thinking of a specific style. I can't think of the artist. We need Brianna. She could probably tell us. but
I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Brianna is the art chick. We have to let's table this until that situation happens. But getting back to this whole thing, this is all leading up to this, and this is the tie-in. And now I remember why I'm bringing this up, because my thick chick is offended by She's Gotta Have It.
She's offended?
Yes.
Oh, by that girl that was like she felt that she was out of shape. The friend.
No, my thick chick is a person who's an advocate for the polyamorous community.
Okay.
And she thinks that this character does the polyamorous community a disservice. And I noticed that y'all were talking in the text that y'all thought that was like thrown in there just to be trendy, that it wasn't something that was natural.
Right. I was just saying, I remember in the beginning, I was saying I didn't find her to be polyamorous. I guess she's kind of pansexual because she threw in a girl in there, but polyamorous, I see it as someone you sit there and you don't really have ties. Like she had ties to just like 3 guys. Polyamorous would be someone who kind of like you said, is a casual sex. It's like it's fun, it's free, it's whatever. Whoever floats your boat at that time, you go for it and you keep it moving. She was someone who was tied to. Hmm?
Go on. Finish your thought.
Yeah, she was someone who was tied to 3 people, and then it was 4 with this woman that came in, and then it's just like, oh, she doesn't want these labels. She's this, she's that. But you know, I just found a lot wrong with everything that NOLA was about.
Why the fuck is Mars Blackmon piss colored?
But listen, but to your point, Chloe, I think that's what I loved about her character so much is that she's so flawed.
Okay.
Y'all just like not recognizing the fact that Mars Blackmon is fucking piss colored. What I mean, it just like throws off the rhythm of the whole situation.
He said he was white and Puerto Rican.
Why? Why?
Why?
Are they
because NOLA likes
that's the whole thing. It's biracial thing. The trend. Are they just feeding into trends?
This is
they have to have a fucking biracial character on the show now. A polyamorous, biracial, pansexual because it's trendy.
They had Mars and they had Greer. He was biracial as well. And this NOLA, I guess she probably just likes biracial people.
I do not like a bleached Mars Blackmon. Him a bleach out them skin. They bleached Mars Blackmon, and I'm thinking it's just them jumping on the whole biracial trend, just like they jumped on the polyamory trend and the pansexual trend. All those things are just so trendy.
Is there a biracial trend?
I mean, have you seen the commercials? Have you seen the commercials?
Have you seen Fort Greene? It's no way that you can. It's no way that you can make art based off of Fort Greene in current times and not have some swirling up in that bitch. Because that's all it is in this community. I live here. I've been living in Fort Greene for the past 8 years, and I've watched this neighborhood change drastically. I don't even know where I am anymore. I feel like
she addressed that. She addressed the whole gentrification, but is it like you're saying in Fort Greene? Yes, there might be a lot of interracial couples, but are there a lot of biracial or mixed race people there?
Chloe, metanoia, solar pressed, yes. It is necessary for their genetic survival for them to intermingle with us. Miscegenation was prohibited until they realized that they needed to integrate with our strong genes in order for them to survive the sun because they lack melanin. I'm getting on my conspiracy theory thing.
But we're not on any desert, so they don't need to survive the sun right now. They're sunblocked. They're good. They're okay.
No,
They're okay by themselves. They're okay. So? They got SPF 70 in the shelves. So they'll be all right.
Okay, that's one aspect of it, but I still think that it's a conspiracy for them to propagate themselves for their genetic survival, and they're realizing that their genes are not as superior as our genes of the original man, so therefore they have to integrate their bloodlines into ours to perpetuate themselves into our loyalty. I really don't think
it's a conspiracy. I think it's just people find themselves attracted to certain people. Once you are exposed to different types
Corey,
of
you're going to say that there's no such thing as social engineering then? That all of a sudden, if that was the case, that they just found themselves attracted to the situation, then why weren't they doing it in 1860 unless they had a gun?
Speaking of biracial, since we're on that topic right now, can we talk about
Who's in the house? Who's in the house? Who came in?
Yeah, it's Brianna.
Hey, how
Brianna,
are you?
Sakpase.
What's going on, boo?
All right.
He's got to have it already.
We started, but we needed you to kind of interject.
For you.
We had an art situation because I was talking about my big chick and how she looks like the voluptuous painting from the I don't know what period in the European art when they used to have the the Botticelli angels and I probably spelled his name wrong. I know I spelled his name wrong. Said his name wrong. But that's what you're here for, to correct me when I say stuff that makes me sound like I'm ignorant.
No, it's Botticelli, but the fact that you knew that much is impressive, and that's the Renaissance period.
Yeah, but you know, women, that's when the Europeans valued the voluptuous woman.
Well, no, that is true because the reason that they painted the women in that way is because they made love with their hands during that time, if that makes sense. So the thicker the woman, the better for lovemaking. So that's exactly why they.
Oh, you had more things to grab and touch.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh. Wow.
Okay. Like black men today.
They say that there's two things that make a good day. They say two things make a good day. One, a day that you learn something new, and two, a day that you smile. If you haven't laughed, it's a wasted day. So I've got my laugh for the day, and now I've learned something. So Brianna, thank you for making my day complete.
Of course.
It is another laugh. Right, I got a bonus.
Let's get into that. She's got to have it.
Where is that?
Brianna.
Yes.
Brianna, did you notice that Mars Blackmon is piss colored? They bleached Mars Blackmon. I'm offended. I'm more offended. I'm more offended at Mars Blackmon being bleached than Kevin Spacey fucking up House of Cards for me. House of Cards was my only guilty pleasure.
You can't do that to Mars because he's Afro-Latino. So he
can't bleach. If he was Afro-Latino, then how come they're not showing a dark-skinned Afro-Latino man?
This is really.
I remember him saying that he was half. That he was like. So is he half Puerto Rican and white, or is he?
No, he's half. He's half nigga. That's what he said. I'm a half nigga. He's Afro-Latino.
Well, that's what I was wondering if he was considering the nigger part was part of the being Puerto Rican, or was that?
Oh,
yeah, because they're both niggas. One nigga speaks English, the other nigga speaks Spanish.
Right, that's what I was thinking. Because he's so like the ex is saying, he's so fair. So I was like, oh, maybe he's Puerto Rican and white. I get it.
He said he was Afro-Latino, though. He said that.
All right.
That's what he identifies as.
You can't be Afro if you're not black.
Right. No, but we're saying like he identifies as that, even though he might be Latino.
I don't care what the character identifies with. I'm talking about the aesthetic. They made a conscious decision when they was casting these people for this particular show. Now we all know the Telemundo, Channel 41 stereotypes of presenting the conquistadors as being the face of the Latino population.
Right.
So why didn't they put a dark and Mars Blackmon was a dark-skinned character to begin with. So why do they have this pale yellow, piss-colored bastard being Mars Blackmon?
I'm not a colorist. He's an excellent Mars Blackmon, so I don't even care. Everybody else in the entire show is black. It's okay. It's fine. And if
but everyone else, yeah, it was just like the show had a biracial tone to it because Greer was also biracial. He said
it's definitely a theme in the show.
You got it twisted because the original Greer was the darkest in the original cast. This Greer,
right? But that's what he's saying. If his Mars was dark and then Greer was dark, but in this one,
they flipped it.
And this one,
Jamie was lighter in the original as well.
But you're saying Jamie was also single and not a married man cheating on his seemingly biracial wife.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing, I'm going back to our text, because we definitely do a lot of texting off air, and this is something that we're in our conversations will carry on into the show and do carry on to the show. But we stay in contact, and we have good conversations in this text. I mean, I go there sometime, and there's like literally 100 texts that I've missed. So it's good that the contact is happening. But one of the things that came up in the text was this whole concept of, the biracial or dating outside of your race and all kind of thing. But I mean, what is race, first of all? I think we need to define that before we can ask about dating outside of your race or anything like that. And I noticed that a couple of y'all said, "Well, I've dated outside my race," but did you really? I mean, not to pull anybody on the carpet.
Not outside the human race. No, of course.
Oh, okay, your ethnicity. If your
I think
ethnic
that's more
background
accurate, ethnicity. Because if you're dating someone who's from the Dominican Republic, you're not dating outside your race. You're just dating somebody who speaks a different language.
It's part of the human race.
Let me speak on. Well, since you want to bring up people dating people from DR, then you need to talk to me because that's exactly what I'm doing. He does not identify. He's a Spanish man to me. When I looked up his lineage, it derives from Europe. So he's European, he's black, and he's Spanish. He's not just black or just Spanish.
What does he identify as? What does he think he is? Does he think he's Afro-Caribbean or Afro-Latino, or does he think he's just white Latino or whatever?
He's a different kind of person. He doesn't even get into that kind of stuff, but he would probably identify as Afro-Latino because his mother is darker than I am.
But I'm just like, that was like one of the things I was that I had put up as one of the topics that I wanted to address about people who are, I guess, multi-ethnic or biracial, whatever have you. It's kind of like, what do they identify as? It feels like society always wants to put these people in a box. It's like either you're white or you're black or you're Asian or you're this or you're that. It's like you can't.
APD from Metanoia. Metanoia, you still there?
Of course I'm here. I mean,
all right, go on.
I spoke when I had
Chloe, so you were saying Chloe? Right. You were saying Chloe?
Right. So, everyone wants to put everyone in a nice little category, even when they're biracial or mixed race or whatever you want to call them these days. Because, say Obama, right? He's known as the first black president. He says when he checks off the box on the census, he checks off black. But we all know that he's biracial, but it being that he identifies as a black man for whatever reason, even though he was raised with, a white mother, a white grandmother, but he still identifies as black because of how, like he says, how society sees him and just, I guess, his personal preference. He decided, I want to be I'm going to be a black man, even though my mother, yes, is white. We know the technicalities of that, but he still identifies as a black man. Now we see someone like this Meghan Markle, who's marrying Prince Harry, and she came out and said that she identifies as a mixed race person. And at first I was kind of like, she sat there and kind of just.
But why would she deny?
She has a black mother.
She has a black mother, and she has a white father. And she has said how close she is with her white father and all this stuff, but the press, of course, it keeps showing the black mother. Like, even though she looks like this, remember she has this black mom with the dreadlocks and everything.
What's that about, Chloe? You know what that's about.
Well, they're trying to...
Guess who's coming to dinner? That's what that's about.
Right,
Guess
exactly.
Who's coming
but
to
the
dinner?
thing is, at first I was mad that she also didn't say, I'm a black woman and this and that, leave me alone. But I was like, in all fairness, being that she is both, she has the right to choose both. Just say I am of mixed race, which she is. She is.
She may have the right to choose both, but it's obvious that the press is making the decision for her.
Right. The press has already called her a black woman.
Well, that's what the story they want to push. Their narrative is that this black woman scored
right
white words
is going into the royalty, and so people are just like, first black princess,
and they want to force it down our throats and that's why they're going to only show the black mother, because that's the narrative that they want us to buy into.
But right? They want to remind you. Right.
That's what the press does. But to your point about her having the right to choose, you're absolutely right. She does. But as a black woman in today's society, I also think she has the right to speak out on being a black woman. Yes, you can say that you're race, but you're also a black woman.
Right. Right.
So,
and that's where I felt
white in you doesn't deny the fact that you are still a black woman. It doesn't remove that.
Brianna, you had something to say?
She said she was proud of where she comes from.
She said she's proud of where she comes from, but that also is from a white father and a black mother. Right. You know, she is proud where she came from, but she's not claiming it.
But Chloe, I want to hear what Rihanna had to say. She seemed like you just came back. Let her finish her thought.
Okay. Well, I've never heard her denounce or stand up for her blackness. All I've heard her say is that she's proud of where she comes from. I mean, who are we to tell someone, you know, to not be proud of either race? I don't know. That's a slippery slope.
Well, but that leads back to the whole question. I mean, what exactly is race? To me, race is a construct that was made by colonizers to help dehumanize and colonize the people that they colonized. There was no such thing as race until the European began the conquest of the world. And then what are the races? I mean, they have all these different flavors, chocolate, vanilla, all kind of, strawberry cream, butter pecan. But in actuality, when I used to study when I was young, before they started changing up and becoming all politically correct and becoming supercalifragilisticexpialidocious with their trick knowledge, they said that there were three races: Caucasoid, Negroid, and Mongoloid.
Once she started sleeping with royalty, I think she knew eventually she was going to be in the public eye, and she knew going into this that she wanted that ring, right? So I think as being in the position that she's in now, you are a celebrity. I think it's important for the fact that you have the platform to be an inspiration to other women, specifically Black women. I think that it is important for her to identify with the fact that she is a Black woman, not solely just a Black woman. She's a Black and white woman, but she needs to acknowledge the fact that she is Black, and because she has a Black mother, So a lot of women carry culture, right? Men don't carry culture. Women carry culture. All right.
I'm offended by that. I'm offended by that remark. Men don't carry culture. What the FOH?
Well, she's trying to say this because she's trying to say that like from a nurturing
women
standpoint.
Carry culture. Based on you know that. You know what I'm saying? Women carry culture. So the fact that the reason why it's important for her to make that acknowledgement is because her mother,
the person who raised her.
She has instilled what it is to be a Black woman in you. So you can't deny that because you may think that you want to play it safe. Well, there's no playing it safe. You are who you are.
Right.
Her mother stands right there with her in press photos. How much more?
Right, the mother stands there, so you can't deny that she has like a Black lineage to her, and that's not what we're saying. The thing is that she's not.
So
we're talking about Meghan Markle.
Did Tasha just prowl into the room? Did Tasha just prowl into the room with a stinging Scorpio ass?
I just called into the room and I surmised that you were talking about homegirl who was engaged to the prince.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You surmised correctly. You're very astute. You are one of the sharpest knives in the drawer.
Please, Sam, continue.
So here's the thing that I felt. I felt two ways. I was like, okay, I felt a little bit hurt that she did not own up to her Blackness and be like, yes, I'm a proud Black woman, instead of saying she's a proud mixed race woman. But then again, I was just like, okay, she is mixed race, so she has that prerogative of choosing to be that. And in the fact that there's a lot of mixed race people in this, in this country and around the world, especially in Britain. They're like, that's the largest group of people coming up. So, you know what, for them, a lot of mixed race people do feel confused. They do feel confused, and maybe she's a voice and representation for them. Like, hey, we can be just biracial. We don't have to pick either white or Black or Asian and white or Spanish and Black or whatever it is. We can't just be
Chloe,
biracial.
hold on. Stop the press. But isn't that just what I was talking about at the beginning of the show, that there's the trend for this biracial situation, and now you're saying that they have a mascot now. They have a person who's standing up for them. So y'all want it both ways. I said that the biracial thing was a trend.
I'm not saying
just like polyamory and pansexualization.
No, it's not a trend. It's not a trend. Her life is not a trend. This is who she is. You can't see it as a trend. This is not a fad.
It's popular.
This is her life.
You is who you are. Listen, Chloe, you should understand trends more than anything. You were always Haitian, but none of y'all motherfuckers was talking about your Haitian until Wyclef came out the Gucci. When I was young, when I would knock on the door as a Jehovah's Witness, I was a Jehovah's Witness. When I would knock on the door of a Haitian woman, she would say, "I'm French," and my mother would say, "No, they're Haitian."
Because it wasn't because it was something trendy. It was because Haitians got a lot of hate.
But most Haitians
right,
were
but the
not
thing is,
claiming
like a lot of okay, but that's what I'm telling you, because a lot of Haitians got a lot of like negative feedback for saying that you're Haitian. It's like, oh, like when I was growing up in school, once I said I was Haitian, you're like, oh, so you eat cats, you do voodoo, you're this, you're that, you know. So then you just like, okay, I'm just gonna like avoid saying that I'm Haitian. And you're gonna say you're everything else.
As a Jamaican, Haitians are our target. So Chloe, you're right.
You know, so then that's exactly, and now there was always that Haitian Jamaican thing, you know. So it's just like, we're like, yeah, forget it. But then, yeah.
Well, I understand being a target because I was a light-skinned Jehovah's Witness, so I was called a honky and all that other stuff in Jehovah's Wickedness. Wow. So I know what it feels like. But the whole point of the matter is,
but it wasn't that it was trendy. But when Wyclef came out, and he was, yes, our mascot, because it was just like, okay, he's a Haitian man. You guys all like his music, and obviously he's not eating cats or doing voodoo or whatever. So people were like, oh, he's cool.
You don't know what he was doing behind closed doors.
Okay, we don't know. But people were just like, oh, his music is cool, so maybe he's cool. And then it was like, oh, guess what? I'm Haitian too. And it's like, oh, so you're cool like Wyclef. And that's why people were like more, comfortable saying that they were Haitian, because it wasn't as negative as it was before. But it's not a trendy thing. And like just like these biracial children, they're not trendy. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Tasha. You're looking to speak. Your floor is yours, Scorpio.
Fighting to speak. Personally, I think it's a motherfucking trend. Wait, can we say motherfucking? Because I think
we can say everything you can say, except for
personally,
nothing that's.
All right, let me go. I think it's a trend. I think it's more. I think it's more than a social trend. It's trickled down to a social trend, but it's a political trend. And I personally, depending on the races that are mixed, and it's purely political, absolutamente, I personally question the push to mix. And then I question, now that the society, the government, the powers that be are pushing us to mix with them, all of a sudden they're not afraid of being annihilated. They're not afraid of being genetically annihilated anymore. Don't nobody mistrust the fact that they pushing the white man on you, or that they pushing the white woman on you. Why are we not thinking? So now we got this chick talking about she mixed race, when 5 minutes ago one freaking drop of nigga blood and you was black. Now this bitch can go marry the motherfucking Prince of England. Get the fuck out of here. I don't need that bitch. She could call herself mixed race, octoroon, cocktaroon, be a motherfucking mutt. I don't need her. And I don't need none of that mixy shit that they trying to push. If I fucking fall over a rock and hit my head on a nigga and the motherfucker is white, that's different. But personally, I think love is a conscious act. And I'm not going to hit my head on a motherfucking rock and fall in love with no white man, because I am dedicated to my people. So therefore, I think that mixy shit is some bullshit that is trickling down from the same motherfuckers who would kill Emmett Till from walking across the street from a white bitch. And we talking about who mixy and who not mixy and what the fuck is going on.
You're getting a little hostile over there. You're quite hostile.
Emmett Till dead. Emmett Till dead. That's all I know.
We will never evolve as a human race. We can't stay there. We cannot.
I don't want to move there until we are ready. I'm not going to move there because society says it's fun. Society don't fix the underlying disparities just because you mix your race. And I would tell you something else. Why
Black and white people have been intermingling since the beginning of time?
Yes, we have.
Yeah, but it was not sanctioned. It was not promoted. You would not have a Colgate toothpaste commercial. You would not have a cereal commercial with an interracial family having their Cheerios. You would not have that.
It's not happening naturally. It does happen naturally all the time. It happens naturally all the time. That's not
Chloe. Tasha, I want to hear what Chloe has to say. Tasha.
But you're sitting there saying that these things are but you're saying that these things are in the commercials and it's trendy. How about maybe the person who's producing the commercial, maybe that's what their family is like, and they're like, you know what, I want to shine a light on this, so it's not.
Chloe, are you really that naive to think that things happen because of individuals? Are you serious?
No way.
Things happen.
A lot of people are like that. I'm in the entertainment business, and a lot of times when the producers or the directors are married to like,
unless it comes. A lot of people are like that, but they're not going to show it unless it suits the agenda of the ruling elite. There's such things called social engineering. I am a media major. Come on, man. I've been studying this stuff for years, and I'm a brainiac in the whole hypodermic needle thing.
They want to make it. They want to normalize it because they're like that. It's just like when you guys are saying like the gay agenda, right?
Hold your roll. Let me address what you just said. They want to normalize it, but you're a freaking soldier. You're a fucking foot soldier. So what you want to do doesn't fucking matter. It's what the general wants.
Yes,
so
but
why does the general want to normalize that?
Why do they want to normalize it? Don't we question why? Not to mention this
because if the general that you got.
If we look at our history, everything happens in a context. This is my situation. I'm not talking about people who love each other. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the context which nurtures the ability to make that decision. We don't live in that environment where it is normal and two people are just normal. We live in an environment packed with politics. And then historically speaking, when I tell you these white people have been terrified of genetic annihilation, this is why we have segregation. This is why we have oppression. This is why we have racism.
Hold on a second. Tasha, hold your roll for a second, not to cut you short, but I'm going to have to cut you short. I hear what you're saying. How is it that they were so afraid of miscegenation and it was illegal? It was illegal in Alabama up until like the 2000s for you to intermarry. They're so afraid of miscegenation and the thinning of the white blood. And all of a sudden, Chloe, hold your roll. Let me finish this thought. They were so afraid of this. Why are they embracing it now? And before you speak, Chloe, I want to find out what Brianna and Metanoia have to say about this. They've been silent.
You know, I think that y'all took it a little far. To be quite honest, I think it's a little too extreme. But I was letting y'all sound off. You know, I think that my point still is all I was looking for from Megan was to acknowledge the fact that she was a Black woman. That's it. And she can be biracial if that's what she wants to identify with, if that's her claim to fame. But when you stand in with your Black mother with you as you speak to press about being the first whatever you call her when you marry a motherfucking prince, just acknowledge who you are. And if you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for all the other little Black girls and mixed race girls and biracial girls.
I don't think she cares about that. I don't think she cares about that.
I want to hear what Brianna has to say. You've talked. I want to hear Brianna. I like Brianna's voice better than yours.
Let me finish this up and I'm gonna pass the mic to Brianna.
Megan is not my leader. I really don't care.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, and that's the problem with celebrities.
Let Brianna finish. Damn it! What the hell?
A Black first lady. She's not going to single-handedly save the Black race or make people acknowledge being Black. It's minor to me. She can live her life, do her. Like, I really don't care, because I'm gonna be Black at the end of the day, and people are gonna know that. I got to worry about me.
Nah, I don't look at it like that. You know why? I don't agree with that. And you know why I don't agree with that? Because that's the problem with too many motherfucking celebrities or too many people in the public eye. Everyone wants to say, oh, not me, oh, not me. Let me leave it up to the next person to do it. When's the last time that a prince has proposed to a Black woman? I don't remember that happening in my history.
But Bree,
I don't remember any context to that. As me growing up, I'm a 35-year-old woman, so this is monumental. It is very important, and it's her responsibility.
Hey, the crosstalk. Let's bring the crosstalk down. What was it? Woosah a little bit. Now,
interracial relationships are not uncommon. I don't need them to make a big hurrah because he's in one. I really don't care.
It's not about the interracial relationship. It's about the fact that you're an African American woman who's in this position. It's a pretty big deal.
Something? I think that I understand. If I may.
Tasha,
this is the politic we're talking. I totally understand the aspect of, look, I wakes up every day black. I don't need nobody else to confirm they blackness or not. It has nothing to do with me. I totally agree with that. I also understand that when you are blackish, it is important to black people that we acknowledge we are black. I understand that too, but that is the politic I am referring to. And so, therefore, she is allowed to acknowledge herself as something different. There was never a thing called a mixed race. You were black. You was a mulatto or you were black. So now politics have changed. Once it has become okay for them to take our DNA and they're not afraid of being annihilated, now that it's okay, they're not really taking our DNA, they're watering it down and taking the DNA of a mixed race person who does not identify socially, culturally, racially with black people, because it's not really about getting black people. You see, there's a
How about this?
All right, hold on. Before we let's pause for the cause, and I want to find out from Chloe, because Chloe, your tradition, you know all about the mixed racing situation and how the mulatto and Creole classes were used to dominate those who had a stronger strand of African blood. So you know the real life implications of this type of mixed race policy. What are your thoughts from the 1804 core?
That's my point.
Well, the thing is, like, with the mixed race back in those days, yes, they tried to use, like, say, like, the mulattoes or the biracial people to have a power over the regular Africans, or like the pure Africans. But I'm saying in today's time, I don't think there's like this agenda to make everybody mix. Because look at all those people, those neo-Nazis and everybody who's protesting, talking about they want to be white, and they're looking to survive. They don't want to mix anybody.
Hold on. Let's again pause. That's a reaction to what's happening. There is an agenda, but there's always going to be a consequence. For every action, there's always an opposite and equal reaction. There's obviously an agenda, but there's going to be people who are not down with that agenda, and there's going to be a fight against that agenda. This whole thing against...
We even acknowledge the agenda and what the agenda is, so that when we engage in these actions, we are aware of the larger agenda. We just going.
I think that it's dangerous. Hold on, Tasha. I think that it's dangerous to not even. What was that?
We're spending a lot of time on this one topic, but since we're on the topic of mixed race and biracial and mulattoes, can we talk about Desiree Gibbon? Shorty who got her
yes.
Right? Y'all ready?
Yes.
Shorty who got her throat split in Jamaica.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I think we need to sound off on that real quick before we end this call. Just for the people who don't.
So fill me in. I only have minute details about the situation.
Okay, so Desiree.
So she would dump on the road in Mobay.
26-year-old aspiring model looking for work in Jamaica's tourism industry. Jamaican father, white mother, and she was staying at a guest house that her grandmother owns or her father owns in Mobay. She goes out one night. She's been down there for like a month and some change. She goes out one night, doesn't bring her wallet or anything like that, just her cell phone with some quote-unquote friends that she made down there when she was in Jamaica, and ends up on the side of the road, brutally stabbed, throat slit, whatever. The coroners are doing an autopsy, I think tomorrow, to reveal the cause of death, but they're saying that someone who knew her did this to her. And my position is kind of like, it's unfortunate, it's really sad, but a lot of times for women, specifically when they travel to the islands or destinations that they've never been to, they become too familiar. And and when I say familiar, I mean they move like other people's territory is your territory. You have this sense of ownership and entitlement, and you think that you're good. And it's so unfortunate what happened to her, but I just want to see how you guys feel about and what you do when you go on vacation. How you move. Do you leave the resort? I know a lot of people, when they go to Jamaica, they're afraid to leave the resort because of the violence and the crime, and not specifically in Mobay. Kingston is usually where it gets on and popping. But obviously, shit is going down in Montego Bay as well.
And who is she with?
Like, let me say, hold on. Let me say one thing, and then I'll let y'all have this thing here. First of all, I was definitely going to send condolences to their family, and I mean nothing specifically about this individual because I don't know all the details about her specifically, but I do know that a lot of women like to go down to Mobay for a rinse of dread. They go down there for the rinse of dread.
Duh. She was well versed in traveling. That was her thing. She was a globetrotter, like you met Noya. But
that don't mean she didn't go on sex safari.
Listen, she was there. She was there because she wanted to be a filmmaker. She wanted to try to get footage for her documentary. Her boyfriend said that apparently she made some upstanding friends for whatever that's worth, and then she said she made some friends with poor girls from the other side of the island, and allegedly those were the girls who she had some issues with, and they think that she was lured out of the hotel, maybe by those girls or somebody else.
Well, a big shot and John the Fin dot.
You're an idiot. In a month, how those your friends?
Yeah, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up.
No, because she's on the island and she got people who gonna bring her around and bring her the local weed and do what you gotta do.
Right.
And whatever happened, she was high posting it. One of her parents own a hotel, right?
Right. Yeah, it's like a family guest house out there in Mobay, right?
And who? Oh, the family guest house, or did they own a hotel?
No, it's a bed and breakfast.
It's not a hotel.
Okay.
It's like,
but it's theirs. It's theirs.
Yeah, it's theirs.
They always go. I thought they had like people working for them, but it's not like they live out there.
Her father's Jamaican, so she's been going down there, but you're not from there.
So her father's Jamaican.
Her father's Jamaican, yes.
So I can say this here personally, when I go down to the island, I can see what you're saying as far as like people walk around like they have ownership in there. Yeah. I know that I'm not on my turf. I go there and I travel with respect. I'm coming as an emissary, but usually when I'm there, I'm traveling with people, with locals. I'm running with people who know the running, who know the flex.
But I'm sure she's done that many times.
Well, but that's what they're saying. She did, but they lured her out and did whatever they did to her. They killed her.
So, but where was her friends?
Probably outside. If they say, "Hey, come outside really quick."
Right.
Because she didn't go outside with anything. She left all her belongings in the place. So they're probably just like, "Oh, come outside real quick. I need to talk to you." You come outside and they snatch her up.
Right. Yep.
But you see,
it sounds like she can see a man's face, but she can't see his heart.
Then I think that on some level it is that everyday bullshit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Meaning like it does seem to be the everyday you get linked up with people. I'm sure she knew them. She'd been out there. She knew them from last year.
Right.
Before. So whatever happened,
they didn't shoot you. They didn't stab you up. They slit your throat.
They wanted something or something happened they ain't like. There was something happened this year they ain't like, and they said we got a trick for this one right here, and that's what
exactly.
Happened. I don't think.
Well, she said that they had.
I don't think it was a big model.
They tried to do a bank
job
wire.
Like they was talking.
They tried to transfer a bank wire from her card. Her mother got the fraud alert on her phone.
Oh, see?
So it was an extortion situation. Or as they would say in Charlotte, it was an extortion. They were trying to escort her.
Or they probably killed her and was like, let's get some money out of her.
It's quite probable. Well, that leads me to a question. What do you think about the fact that now crimes are being attempted to being solved online? I like this.
What do you mean by attempted to be solved online? What are you talking about? Explain that.
The comment detector.
Explain that. I mean, everybody investigating. Everybody. I mean, it happened with Oh Lord, I'm gonna mess her name up, but you know I'm talking about who was in the freezer. Thank you. It happened with her, and if I saw another person online pulling down.
What are you talking about? Who gave the name? Who gave the name? Who said who gave the name? What did you just say?
Kanika Jenkins.
Yeah.
What about her? Are you talking about when people are like, be trying to be this? But that's going to happen. I mean, what they had the television shows. You don't think it's going to move online? What was Unsolved Mysteries?
Are you listening to the question I asked? I said, what do you think about the fact that this happens now online? I mean, is that helpful for the community? I personally think it traumatizes the community. I think it traumatizes too much.
Well, let's pause and talk one at a time. Chloe, what do you think?
Yeah. I don't know, because I don't know much about this. Solving crimes online is how accurate is that?
It's not at all. That's the point. It's not at all.
Brianna, what do you think, Brianna?
Table talk is
Well, I think
all over.
I think it's a hindrance because people don't have enough data to make accurate assessments, and the assessments end up flawed, and they put all kind of bogus shit out there. I don't think we're not professionals. That's why we have professionals.
I think it's traumatizing because I know when I was following Kamika's story, that shorty from Chicago, and it just really was making me feel unsettled, like knowing that she could go out with her quote unquote girlfriends and like you can let your homegirl like wander off by herself and then turn up bad. And just watching, like, I felt like I was a private eye, like watching that Facebook footage, trying to look in the reflection of the glasses to see what was happening. It was like, whoa, I'm taking this way too far. I'm at work, you know, I'm getting emotional because I'm feeling for shorties. So I do think that it's really detrimental to our communities because it's hard to move forward if it's all in your face like that, you know? So
yeah, but this is the time we live in. This is Big Brother. Cameras are everywhere, but the thing about it, this is Big Brother, but we are Big Brother. They don't have to watch us. We're watching ourselves, and we're posting it on Facebook. We're posting it on Instagram. We are Big Brother.
But you can also...
Go ahead, Chloe.
What were you saying? No, we're Big Brother, but you could also put false information out there. That's the whole thing, like fake news that's going on now, where people are just putting out anything and people are believing it. So you could put out some stories and make it seem like facts, and then you're like, oh, this is what happened in this crime. You can't do that. You can't just leave it up to everyone willy-nilly trying to solve stuff. Like, no, you have to keep it.
No, but you don't think... There's a movie back in the days called 3 Days of the Condor, which it talks about a CIA cell. You know what they did? They just sat around and read books and looked at magazines. That has been updated to today. My friend one of my closest people was a detective for 20, or he was an officer for 20 years and retired as a detective. You realize how many crimes he has solved and cleared based off of Facebook and back in the days MySpace and Instagram. They have solved so many cases. So it is it's a valuable thing for them because most intelligence comes with what they call open source. That James Bond shit is like 1% of it. So the more that they put, there's more information for them. It's more things to feed them. It's good for them.
Right, so you're saying the professionals are using this information. Yes. Okay, then let the professionals do it. I'm talking about regular folks. The professionals, fine.
Exactly, and I think that's the issue. I think that it's not so much that it's been updated to the new millennium. It's just that part of the problem with this new internet world is that everything is for everybody, for everything, for all the time. And everything ain't for everything, for everybody.
Information overload.
And that's
listen, Monday Madness is coming down to the wire. I just want everybody to sound off final things, their final thoughts. I want to start with Brianna. What are your final thoughts on Monday's Madness? Because it definitely got kind of hectic at times. Brianna?
One love. We're all a part of the human race. And do you be your best self.
Oh, that's bumper sticker worthy. Hey, Chloe, what's up?
Me, I'm like, okay, with this whole, I'm like, man, we've been all over the place, and now it's like, okay, now narrow it down. Okay, oh, yeah, all right. You know what? I guess everyone it's their prerogative to identify as whatever they want to. If there's this agenda to be all mixy. So if you choose to be mixy, fine. If you choose to be black, more power to you. If you choose to be white, go ahead.
Meta?
In that order.
No, Lazarus, baby. I am here for you in all your fluidity and all your realness. And people might think you are a train wreck, but I respect it as you are coming of age and discovering who you are. And I think there are a lot of 20-somethings out there who can relate to her. I know I can because I was living a very similar life. And you will evolve, and you do evolve. So just own it. and get your ass some therapy. It helps. And for Shorty, it does. It helps.
I'm sorry, am I supposed to be that?
So we're gonna save the best for last.
Hold on, I'm not done yet.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not done yet. She didn't come yet.
Yes, condolences to them, and for anybody who's thinking about going to Jamaica, just watch your back. Just watch your back. Just real out in them streets. All right.
This job is standing by my side.
Meant so that they don't think it's a hater saying that.
And I'm Jamaican. So
right? That's why I think it's a hater saying that.
Right.
And I'm Jamaican. And Tasha?
Oh. Well, I guess I feel like Chloe, it's harder to summarize when you come in on the end.
Exactly, right?
But I would say, okay, from what I heard, I think I just look at life a little more paranoid through a squinty eye. I like to read books and see what they're about. And I'm just saying, I'm just a little more cautious at running with a wave that is set by an agenda that was really about my annihilation. So that's all I have to say about mixiness, is that I consider it to be an aspect of genetic annihilation, and I'm on Marcus Garvey's boat. Other than that, condolences to the families who lost their loved ones. I mean, these young girls, it's a terrible thing. I think in this internet age, it is true we have access to tons of information, but I think the key is, and it's what they want. Attention is commodified. What we give our attention to is what we focus on, is what we become. So if we start looking at garbage, we start becoming garbage. So I'm just saying, beware the garbage. That's it.
As a person who has been to the highest heights on that particular island and the lowest of the lows, and I say this, you got two eyes, you got 2 ears, and only one mouth, because you're supposed to look and listen twice as much as you speak. So do the knowledge. And wherever you go, beware, like a friggin' Taurus Riley song. But I'm glad that we had a chance to come together tonight, and I'm sure that we'll get more of a rhythm going on. I'm still pissed off about the piss-colored Mars Blackmon, but I'll put that to the side.
Get over it.
She's got to have it. The fact that they have a light-skinned Mars Blackmon is traumatizing to me. It's triggering. I'm going to have to go and sit on the couch or lay on the couch and have some freaking cognitive therapy over Mars Blackmon being light-skinned. But, and the whole biracial thing.
Did Spike Lee choose to be dark-skinned? If he was light-skinned, he would have been a light-skinned Mars Blackmon too. Get out of here.
I think that Spike Lee chose to walk the way he walks. So, I mean, now you're taking me back to my childhood.
I'm mad that the only thing you tight over is a light-skinned Mars Blackmon.
Come on.
It's way more in that show.
Like, it's way more shit to be tight over. Like, that's the last thing I'm tight
than the Mars Blackmon.
Oh, no. I mean, come on. You know I'm petty. There's many things, but we don't have enough time to go into everything that I'm tight about.
Throw that on a summary. Don't be petty.
All right. So, with all of that said, I want to say peace, blessed love, and hotep to all of you.
Peace.
Go, bo. Mix me up quick.
Dance, baby.
Whipping true, that's the baby cruise. Bruise bit, that's the place we cool. But Taurus in, no, I'm softening. King Rum, Cal with it. And the beach you chill by the wedding crew. Dance them by Quito's too. Then we hit the sea just to take a swim. On the coral reef where we diving in. Trapping.
You know.
Tropical trapping. Trapping. Tropical trapping.